this is from his home studio in July. Somehow we missed this, but now that we have Seamus O'Finnegan on staff with his brilliant, I'm sorry, Brendan. Yeah, his deep Irish understanding of O'Reilly-ism. He was able to flag this. So Bill O'Reilly, like, the thing that's tragic about Bill O'Reilly is that he does not, if you listen to someone like Bill Simmons, there's some element of like, wow, this is pretty amazing. Like, I have this really loyal audience and they followed me off of ESPN. I don't have to deal with the suits anymore and I have more freedom and I'm still making a good living. This is pretty cool. Bill O'Reilly is totally like, I still do a show, so I don't just like, sit in front of the high school and bother girls all day. But I'm not on TV anymore, and that sucks. My life is over. So there's a lot of pathos here. And basically, this was from a time in the summer in July when junior trust fund baby real estate slumlord Jared Kushner was called to testify about his Russia connections. And Bill O'Reilly was describing Jared Kushner and why he thinks Jared Kushner is innocent in some incredibly, I think fairly inadvertently condescending ways, which are pretty funny. But basically, the reason that Brendan pulled this is because Bill O'Reilly is really drunk.
Jared Kushner. Now, is this the high school prom king or not? He gets out there. He looks like he's 17 years old, 18. All right? He goes into the Senate Intelligence Committee. He answers their questions about colluding with the Russians during the presidential campaign. He goes out and says, I didn't do anything. Did I believe him? There's no reason not to believe him. He just put it this way. If you were Putin and you wanted to undermine the American election, is Jared Kushner where you're going? I mean, I don't think so. Now, Paul Manafort, excuse me, there you got some questions. So anyway, Kushner goes into the Senate Intelligence Committee. Not under oath, but if you lie to Congress, it's a crime. So he can't lie. And he says, look, I don't have anything to do with colluding with anybody. I was at that dopey meeting with Donald Trump Jr. It was boring. Nothing happened. He asked me to go into the meeting, and I said, all right, but, like anybody would, but I didn't do anything. So I can almost guarantee you, and this is very bad news for CNN and MSNBC. Doesn't matter. They're going to run wild with it tonight anyway. But I can almost guarantee you that Jared Kushner did not collude with anybody to do anything.
Jared Kushner. So you're Vladimir Putin, okay, folks? You want to align America, and you're going to go to this kid's bar mitzvah? You see Jared Kushner. I'm not going to go to shul to undermine the United States, if you know what I'm saying. It's actually interesting because there are contradictory reads on. My impression of Jared Kushner is that yes, like his dad bribed his way into Harvard. Basically, he seems like a very mediocre, coddled person. But he does show up to the extent that there's realness to any of this Russia stuff. He does show up in all of it. But I actually agree with Bill O'Reilly's basic premise. Like, Paul Manafort is a real guy. Like, Paul Manafort has seen some shit. And almost certainly done some shit. And, Jared Kushner's whole life was just like sandwiched in between like prep schools and his dad's jail cell and, other sort of watering holes.
The tenor Andrea Bocelli.
Bocelli.
If you're a Trump supporter, you're a bad person.
It's true. I don't know. What do you guys think? You think do you buy the Kushner defense? The guy, look at Putin's got some overgrown Jew kid for collusion.
I think that I like you don't like to overplay the Russia thing, but I think it's almost certain that Kushner had a very inappropriate meeting or two with people he shouldn't have.
And some type of email. Yeah, I mean, look, I
Yeah,
think the
like
thing when
it's-
you, again, if you start to realize that in the material read of this that nobody wants to have, which is like, there's a lot of like oligarchic, let's use that neutralish word, Russian money in the New York real estate market that would make someone like Jared Kushner associating with Russian figures that might, as an example, be involved in, like, I don't know, organized crime
Or adoption.
or adoption. It was about adoption and Obama. It's not really shocking that Gerald would have those connections. Yes.
He kind of hides behind that Ken doll veneer in the same way that Ivanka does, I think. Like, oh, no, that guy, he would never do a thing like that. He seems incapable.
You think I look like a Ken doll? Thank you.
Yeah,
they always called me Down syndrome Forrest Gump.
They definitely
Thank
got like
you.
they're like adult kids still. That adult
That is
kid
that
thing
is
going
their
on.
that is totally their angle.
He also kind of complimented him in a weird way. Like, everyone wants to fuck the prom king.
I can't tell though whether Bill O'Reilly was saying he looks like the prom king, not, or if he was really saying it. I feel like Bill O'Reilly.
I think that was
a
like
little bit more.
he's young and innocent.
Yeah,
But that's weird
Yeah.
that Bill O'Reilly's mind goes to prom king with that.
yeah. Bill O'Reilly should have been like, it looks like the kid that we dunked in the toilet with the prom king.
He looks like a hot, sexy teenager.
Now, I'm not gay. If I was, I would give it to Jared Kushner. And give, not receive, which is different. Wow. These segments really get out of control when I don't have producers.
Hi, folks. Sam Seder here. We still need your help on our Patreon page. YouTube ads have come back, but not nearly as much as we had before. So if you can help us out, any little bit helps. Head over to our Patreon page right at this URL, and you'll help us keep helping you by making videos